Super Falcons of Nigeria. Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie, I believe the 9-time winner, stand a good chance of clinching a 10th Africa Women's Cup of Nations title in Morocco after securing qualification for the tournament. The Falcons defeated Ivory Coast, won in the second leg of 3-0 on aggregate to advance to the Africa Women's Cup of Nations, and also they will need to, at least book a spot at the World Cup if they do well at the African Women's Cup of Nations. This statement is coming from Chiamaka Nnadozie, saying they stand a good chance of getting the African Women's Cup of Nations. Humphrey, isn't this too early to start talking about, the chances of getting the AFCON when you've got other strong teams in it?
We've already heard from the best sources to hear from. Chiamaka Nnadozie proved herself during the game. He saved from the spot kick. He made some fabulous saves just to make sure they go with clean sheet. And for her to come out and say that, I think she has a beautiful gown to pronounce that there's nothing to scare of. Morocco come, then from there they'll pick up the ticket easily. I'm very sure for them to navigate and to successfully do double over the Lady Elephant. It was this same Lady Elephant that stood as a barrier for them not going for Olympic in 2020 in Tokyo. So it's a good vendetta. They already take their pound of flesh on them, and at the end of the day, they've qualified for Morocco 2022. So what could be the barrier? Nothing anymore. So Nnadozie have said the best thing, that no fear, no foe. They are going, win the ticket, win the trophy, qualify for the World Cup. So she has said it right.
All right, let's move to this one, and that's the build-up to the Nigerian-Ghana affair, because the Super Eagles players are expected to resume camp in Abuja. That should be on the 21st of next month, March, ahead of their 2022 World Cup qualifying playoff against Ghana on 25th and 29th of March, respectively. Nantes forward Moses Simon will be one of the earliest in camp, as is expected to arrive in the opening day after Nantes play Lille on March 19. Al Hilal striker Johnny Gallo is expected to arrive early after featuring for his side against Al Ali Saudi in March 18th, while England-based Frank Oyeka, Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho, Ademola Lookman, who recently switched allegiance to Nigeria, will also arrive early as Leicester City play Brentford on the 19th of March, while the Watford contingent will have choose Ekong, Emmanuel Dennis and Ogene Tebo, as well as Everton's Alex Iwobi, are expected in on March 22nd as the Hornets and Toffees clash on March 20. Italian contingent Victor Osimhen Olaine will be expected to come in from March 22nd as Napoli will clash with Udinese on March 20, while Torino are away to Genoa. So the sport maestro ahead of this game, I saw a story where the vice president of Ghana is really putting these guys in a very good. I mean, he's supporting them right now. Say you can go all the way to beat Nigeria, and right now we are talking about opening camp on the 21st of March. What do you think about the lead up to this game, the sport maestro?
Yeah, it's going to be it's not going to be easy for Nigeria, the Super Eagles, knowing fully well that this is a ticket that comes once in 4 years. Everybody wants to be at the World Cup, and there's an attachment to it. There's this there's this you want to talk about the sentiment that comes with playing at the World Cup, and then the glamour. You want to talk about the glamour that comes with it. So I'm sure they too wouldn't want to rest on their oars, and they're sitting back to see that the Super Eagles defeat them home and away and all that. So they're going to give us a run for our money. We should just be careful. He has said it. We shouldn't be complacent about it. I saw the way we played, the way the Super Eagles played at the Nations Cup. Quite unfortunate that they couldn't go past a round of 16. However, I still feel that at this point in time, there is something that we can do. And what is that? It's not to, set in for, there's no room for complacency. Go out there, ensure that you get your maximum points by winning, as many goals as you can. Don't squander chances. Score goals at home, and when you go away from home, try to score goals as well. So, of course, it's normal that you see the vice president will be giving a lot of accolades, giving them a lot of moral boosting and all of that, encourage them, inspire them, motivate them. It's quite normal. And of course, maybe perhaps before the end of this month, we're going to hear from even perhaps maybe Manju Pinnick to come up and say, hey, you win this, you get this. So motivation is always very important in football, and that's what the vice president has done.
All right, looking at the players we've got and of course the quality in that team, Ademola Lookman confirmed by FIFA that he can now represent Nigeria at international level. Now, Humphrey, having Ademola Lookman, Kelechi Iheanacho, Moses Simon, Victor Osimhen all for this clash, then we've got no excuse. I mean, not beating Ghana.
Yeah, really, we have no excuse. Just like Maestro said, that we should leave no stone untouched. Then we still have the residual resentment from the Super Eagles for not qualifying or reaching the final of the AFCON this year. So that should be boiling in them, and this should bring out the zeal that we want to win. Now, talking about Ademola Lookman, like I said, we've already dissected it on this program. This Ademola Lookman is bringing a new dimension to our attack. This is a guy that knows how to hold the ball very well. He has affinity for goals. He can play, he can dribble, he can assist, and anywhere he can be so dangerous to the defender. So this is an addition. If Ademola Lookman has been there during the AFCON, I'm sure we'll have gone a step further. So with his addition, and we pray that Osimhen and the European Club Association should not have any issues this time around. Let every hand be on deck. With that, with our attack, I think the only best way a team can just defend is to attack. So when you have a full attack and you are sure that you are not going to be wasteful in front of goals, like I said, Ademola Lookman is giving me that bet that Ghana cannot stop the Super Eagles from qualifying. I'm very sure of that. We're going to beat them.
It's not going to be Ademola Lookman that will play the entire.
He's already adding another dimension to that team.
And he's yet to play a single game. Remember playing for your club. It's different from playing from your country.
You are
Two
right.
different atmosphere entirely. Don't you
right.
think he's going to? I mean, at least he's going to need time to acclimatize.
No, we don't. He's not going to need any time. He's young, he's precise, and this guy is burning with the zeal. You can imagine the zeal that you want to play for your fatherland, and the potential is all we need.
Same zeal we saw in Ashley Plumtip.
he got the zeal, and this guy has the potential. So that's what he's bringing to the Super Eagles. We have a blunt attack. Look at what Sadiq did for us. So imagine if it's that guy that was there. So he doesn't need any time to waste at all. It's coming in. It's going to improve our attack. It's going to help the Super Eagles to score goals, and they're going to work as a team. I am sure they're going to do the double over Ghana.
Well, the girl is Humphrey sounding so confident that Ademola Lookman has got what it takes to come to the Super Eagles and of course do well with the team. Well, only time will tell, and we counted down massively to that encounter against West African opponents, the Ghanaians. It's Total Sport on Ibr92.5 FM with Kenny Bamidele, Samson Amutajero, and of course Humphrey Olawale. Right now we are talking about the latest news going around in the world of sport. We are moving to Europe. Reviewing the performance of Nigeria players abroad yesterday, Super Eagles forward Kelechi Iheanacho failed to add to his 44-goal tally on his 155th appearance for Leicester City, who beat Danny's side Randers 3-1 to advance to the round of 16 in the Europa Conference League, 7-2 on aggregate. That was a whitewash, both leg. The Nigerian, who was making his 27th appearance of the season, that's 10th start for the Foxes. Last got for the Foxes in their 4-1 loss to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup game on the 6th of February. A goal from Harvey Barnes and a brace from James Maddison secured a comfortable win for Brendan Rodgers' side. Barnes scored the opener after just 1 minute and 40 seconds, courtesy of an assist from Wilfred Ndidi. The strike was the second quickest in Europa Conference League in the history of the competition after Fadi Drove scored after 3 seconds for Rapid Vienna against Vitesse. Iheanacho had an assist for Maddison's second goal, while countryman Stephen Ode, who was handed the starting role for Rwanda, scored a consolatory goal in the 83rd minute to make it 3-1 after he capitalized on an error from Fox's goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel. Leicester City Nigerian forward Ademola Lookman also featured in what was his 26th game of the season. At this Saturday Olympico in Rome, defender Zaidu Sanusi made his 25th appearance of the season for FC Porto, who qualified for the next round of the Europa League after the Portuguese side drew 2-2 with Lazio. Zaidu was cautioned in the fourth additional time for Eboline, talking about Eboin Felipe Anderson. So the sportsmanship, let's talk about the scorecards of Nigeria players abroad yesterday. For Leicester City, they won. For the team, that's very good. But individually, looking at Iheanacho, he had an assist for Leicester City yesterday. Indeed, he also contributed too well in that particular victory. Why has Iheanacho stopped scoring suddenly?
Yeah, of course. I should ask you that because you're his big fan. Well, I'm beginning to become his fan, but then not fully, because sometimes you look at the consistency of a player. Well, to an extent, he has 44 goals in about 155 appearances or thereabout that he has been able to do. Well, quite enough, quite fair enough. With of course, Iheanacho with the Foxes. He has been he scored goals, and those goals are very vital goals that he has been able to score for them. The last time at this same UEFA Conference League, he scored a goal that really was an important goal for them, and he had done that over time, even in the league too. Only that he has not been to the party as of late, because the Foxes have lost more games in the Premier League than almost any top six team in the whole of the EPL. So it's quite sad that he has not really been able to score goals. But in terms of contribution, I think he has done relatively well, and that we should cut him off some slack on that note. But for Onyechi Ndidi, fantastic player who has been linked with several clubs at the moment: Manchester United, Real Madrid, Aston Villa, and all of that. So he has been actually linked with so many of them. And I feel that at this point in time, he should weigh his options very well, so he doesn't, go to a place where it will be like from frying pan to fire. So he has to choose his options and weigh it, sufficiently. Stephen Ode getting a goal for his team. What a quiet, performance. We saw Sadiq Umar too making statements. A whole lot of them doing so well at the moment.
All right, so right now we have to go for a short break. When we come back, Total Sport continues, and that will take us to the Europa League, reviewing games played last night for Barcelona, for Leicester City, and of course other clubs. It was good news for you all last night. All right, Total Sport will be back shortly.
Brent Mall. Oh yes, Brent Mall is your one-shop solution to all your shopping needs. Get the best products and services every day at Brent Mall. Go ahead and share beautiful moments with friends and families as you shop. Play games in arcade. Eat the best meals. Have fun at Brent Supermarkets. Enjoy the moments with loved ones at Brent Supermarkets. Enjoy rich, sumptuous, tasty delicacies at Brent Eateries. Treat yourself to a wholesome experience of rich, yummy ice cream and smoothies at the Brent Mall Ice Cream Lounge. We've got the best for you always. Visit Brent's Bakeries today for your daily fresh bread. At Brent's Boutique, we've got the finest blend of luxury, elegance and style for your fashion delight. Brent electronic gadgets are quality, durable and reliable. Get yours today. Shop with us today at Brent Mall, Apata, Ibadan. Brent Mall, Old Ife Road, Ibadan. And also at Brent Mall, Taki, Ogumosho. Check out our social media pages at Brent Supermarkets. Brent Mall, stay healthy, stay happy.
Alright, you're still listening to Total Sport on Ibr92.5 FM. Okay, let's move on. Before we talk about the Europa League, let's talk about the movement of the Champions League final from Russia to Paris over there in France. The 2022 Champions League final will be played in Paris after Russia was stripped off the match following the nation's invasion of Ukraine. The final of Europe's most prestigious club competition was due to be played in St. Petersburg on the 28th of May. UEFA said the match would not be held at the Gazprom Arena and would move to the Stade de France in Paris instead. And thanking the president of France, I'm talking about UEFA. This is a statement coming from UEFA saying UEFA wishes to express its thanks and of course appreciation to the French Republic President Emmanuel Macron for his personal support and commitment to have the European club football most prestigious game move to France at a time of unparalleled crisis. Together with the French government, UEFA will fully support multi-stakeholders' efforts to ensure the provision of rescue for football players and of course their families in Ukraine who face dire human suffering and destruction. Displacement. At today's meeting, the UEFA Executive Committee also decided that Russian and Ukrainian clubs and national teams competing in UEFA competitions will be required to play their home matches at a neutral venue until further notice. The UEFA Executive Committee further determined to remain on standby to convene further extraordinary meetings on a regular ongoing basis. We are required to reassess the legal and factual situation as it evolves and adopt further decision as necessary. Okay, so that's the statement thanking the French Republic President Emmanuel Macron for, giving them the chance to host the Champions League final over there in Paris. Humphrey, what do you think about this one? Paris, definitely a good venue for this encounter. Regardless of who's going to be in the final, at least playing the Champions League final in Paris is not bad at all.
Yeah, Stade de France, with over 80,000 capacity. That's the venue for the national team of France. And coming to the President Macron, that's very kind of him. So we have to pay kudos to him, because this is at a time where crisis is everywhere. And for him to take that responsibility at a short notice, that was an abrupt information and arrangement. And he has to. So that was why UEFA taken the time to say thank you to him. And like you said, Stade de France is a beautiful place, and security-wise, that's okay. And no matter, irrespective of the club getting to the final, it's going to be a very good showpiece for them. And other arrangements are gradually going to be in place before the final in May.
Okay, the Russian Formula One Grand Prix has also been cancelled as a result of the invasion of Ukraine. An F1 statement said it had been agreed at a meeting of stakeholders that it is impossible to hold the Russian Grand Prix in the current circumstances. Right now, a lot of competition being cancelled over there in Russia. All right, let's move away from that and talk about the UEFA Europa League, the draws, and of course the result of games played last night. FC Barcelona put in an impressive performance to beat Napoli and reach the Europa League last 16. They led by 2 goals when Jordi Alba finished off a counter-attack from Adama Traore's ball, and Frankie de Jong caught in a stunning shot. Lorenzo Insigne gave Napoli hope with a penalty to make it 3-2 on aggregate, but Gerard Piqué scored and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang fired in the top corner from Traore's pass, with Matteo Politano netting a late consolation. Barcelona will discover their last 16 opponents. Of course, that has already been discovered already. So right now, let's talk about the last 16 opponents for some of these teams, starting with West Ham, that will face 6-time winners Sevilla in the Europa League last 16. While Scottish champions Rangers have been drawn against Serbia's Red Star Belgrade. Okay, starting with the game between Sevilla and West Ham United, as Sevilla defeated their opponent from Ukraine. I'm talking about Dynamo Zagreb, defeated them on aggregate, even though they lost 1-0 away from home. They'll be up against West Ham United. The sport match to this fixture, West Ham under David Moyes are having a very good season, but facing Sevilla, especially when it comes to Europa League, don't you think that's an Herculean task?
Yeah, no, of course it's really an Herculean task. But if you look at it from history tells us that the English team have always done well against the Spanish team. If you look at it, except on the contrary, where you see Arsenal played against Barcelona. Even if you look at the records, Arsenal has been very okay in terms of the record against Barcelona. Barcelona has always eased past them, but not as though the times they've played together. Sometimes you see the aggregate is on a draw, sometimes it just be a away goal difference and all of that. So that's to show you. I saw how Liverpool defeated Barcelona. We've seen the time when Manchester United as well do something against Sevilla, and so over time like that. So it's not really going to be a problem for David Moyes. He has been at the Europa League times without number, and he has when he was the coach of Manchester United, he has taken them to even the Europa League. So that shows that is not a stranger to this league, so he understands it. Playing against Sevilla shouldn't be a problem for West Ham United.
Okay, let's see how that one unfold. Another game features Atalanta against Bayer Leverkusen. That's an Italian side and the German side. That's Bayer Leverkusen. Barcelona will be up against Galatasaray. Humphrey, after beating Napoli, facing Galatasaray, maybe not too much of headache for them, right?
Well, I think that should be a very easy project to navigate for Barcelona. And now we can see that Barcelona are trying to up their game. Things are beginning to fall in places for them. You can imagine everybody ruled out Barcelona from qualifying. Napoli went there, and at the end of the day, it was 1-1. Thank God that there's no more head-to-head. So all eyes are on Napoli. So I could understand some people saying yesterday that Napoli would go over Barcelona, but Barcelona came out smoking.
I saw that game and I was so impressed with how Barcelona performed.
They have improved. The likes of Aubameyang has come in. The likes of
even Aubameyang missed a
Traore.
couple of chances. I think guys like Ferran Torres, Aubameyang, not really doing justice to some of those chances created yesterday. But look, De Jong, my God, did you see that goal?
Yeah, that has been the son of the son. He has been there for long. So you know, when you talk about Aubameyang, you talk about Adama Traore, you talk about Torres. They still need time to acclimatize. They need time. But notwithstanding, Aubameyang got a goal, and that was just a finishing touch that he got to seal the point, the 3-point and the passage for Barcelona. So for Barcelona, it's going to be just an easy walk over Galatasaray.
Okay, Rangers will be up against Red Star Belgrade. Rangers dispatched Dortmund in a 10-goal thriller in both legs. It ended 2-2 yesterday at Rangers, and Dortmund out of the Europa League. They were thrown out by Rangers. Now, who would have actually, thought of that? The sport maestro. Now they'll be up against Red Star Belgrade, who defeated Sparta Prague.
Yeah, of course. You can't. That's football for you. And I never saw that coming as well. But then the first leg actually gave me a clue to the fact that they might be knocked out of this stage, and now they have actually done it. Rangers playing against Dortmund. Nobody could have. You can't place your money on it. You can't bet your money on it and say, okay, Rangers defeating Dortmund. Dortmund that gives Bayern Munich a run for their money, gives them tough time. Even at the Champions League, I could remember a lot of teams that they gave tough time. So if Rangers can actually do this under Van Bronckhorst, I think Van Bronckhorst has done a fantastic job for leaving after the departure of Gerrard. He came up and of course he took that team, and it seems they are going.
Is there anything fantastic yet? He's yet to win the Scottish Premier League.
He hasn't. Well, of course. He hasn't won it.
There's no trophy for that.
Perhaps he might be heading to El Dorado. So it's something that this is just a clue. This is sometimes when you look at it, it's like he hasn't gotten. This is an acid test for him. And
before you hail him, don't you think let him win the Scottish League?
Well, the Scottish
see
League.
How far he can go in the Europa League.
The Europa League, they just crossed over to from the round of 16 right
from
now.
32 to 16.
From 32 to 16. So this round of 16 is going to play against St. Petersburg or
the rest are Belgrade.
Okay, of course, it's going to play against Belgrade. So Belgrade too are a relatively good side. So he has gotten through past, the first acid test, which was Dortmund. Now after this, Belgrade, you shouldn't underrate anybody, because coming through from a round of 32 to 16 isn't it isn't a joke. So getting past Dortmund has given them a clue. So let's give him a benefit of that doubt. Let's see if he could take them to where they want to be.
All right. Braga will be up against Monaco. FC Porto against Lyon. And Atlanta against Bayer Leverkusen. Like I said earlier, Sevilla against West Ham. Barcelona at Camp Nou will host Galatasaray. And RB Leipzig defeated Real Sociedad 3-1 yesterday. They'll be up against Spartak Moscow. That's a Russian side. I'm talking about Real Betis. They are actually threw out another Russian side, Zenit St. Petersburg. Real Betis will be up against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Europa Conference League. Yeah, Marseille will play host to FC Basel in the first leg. Leicester City definitely will be at home to welcome Rennes over there in France. PAOK against Gent, Vitesse against AS Roma, PSV Eindhoven versus FC Copenhagen, and Slavia Prague against LASK. Bodo Glimt, Bodo Glimt defeating Celtic will be at home to welcome AZ Alkmaar, while Partizan Belgrade will tackle Feyenoord. Alright, Leicester City against Rennes. Just one team that, if you are not careful, they can hit you well. And this is Leicester City against them. With the level of complacency that has set in for Leicester City, don't you think Rennes will give them huge problem with their form right now, Humphrey?
Well, I think Leicester City is going to be a different ball game. They are having problem in the league, but you can see what they are doing in the Europe. They are doing beautifully well. Look at the scoreline, look at the aggregate, the crossover. So they are not going to give Leicester City problem. The form at which they crossover, they navigate the passage to where they are now, will be a boost for them to go ahead. So that's not going to be any problem. And I'm thinking it's high time for Leicester City to transform their Europe performance to the league properly, so that because they are sick presently in the league, they lackadaisical in their game, they concede cheap goals and they no longer win, and they quickly give up. So I think with that scoreline, with that passage, with being qualified already, to the round of 16, that will give them a boost and they will start picking up in the league form.
Okay, let's see how that's on the fold. Let's move away from the Europa League right now. It's Total Sport on Ibr92.5 FM. The phone lines officially open. You can call in right now and contribute. Let's talk about the Champions League final being moved to Paris. What do you think about the venue, the Stade de France, the venue for the national team games? And the draws for the Europa League, I just ruled out West Ham against Sevilla, Barcelona against Galatasaray. The games played last night. 0815-192-5925, 0815-192-5925, 0815-1925-5925, or 0904-128-4528, 09041-28-4528. I call that again, 0904-128-4528. You can call it right now to be a part of Total Sport on Impact's Business Radio. Before we preview the Chelsea-Liverpool game, let's look into the game to expect in the English Premier League tonight. Southampton against Norwich City. Norwich right now are rock bottom, and they need to win this game. Very important. They win. They are on 17th point, 20th on the log, while Southampton are 10th on the log. So about 10 places separating both sides. So before back, Ruben Perraud, who made Southampton win over Everton after testing positive for COVID-19, is available. Lyanco, Nathan Taylor, Alex McCarthy remain out. Norwich City goalkeeper Tim Krul has recovered from a shoulder injury and could return to the squad today. Jacob Sorensen, Lucas Robb are back in training, leaving Adam Ida and Andrew Omobamidele as the only injured players. Okay, that's my namesake there. Okay, Humphrey, Norwich City against Southampton.
Well, I think it's a battle of relegation because for Norwich, because Southampton have been very
10th on the
they are
log.
doing very well for the as of late. They beat Leicester City, they beat Tottenham, so they have been doing beautifully well. And when it comes to Norwich City, the last match against Liverpool, that was very, very close. In the sense that they scored first, they drew the first blood, and I can just imagine the goal they considered so cheap. I can't imagine a keeper watching a ball, a defender so lackadaisical, a ball strolling in just like a walk in the park. I just felt for them that it's likely they need to go back to the wilderness before coming back to the Premier League again, because they make it so easy for Liverpool. So, and looking at them, they have no other option today than to get all 3 points and start moving up, because others are climbing. Look at what Burnley is doing. So they need to just start climbing up, or else they just have to resign to going back to the relegation.
That will take us to the Carabao Cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool. Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, you can be a big part of the program. Call in right now, 0815-192-5925. 0815-192-5925 or 0904-128-4528. 0904-128-4528. Well, let's preview the Chelsea-Liverpool game. Potentially only 90 minutes away from winning a record-breaking 9th EFL crown. Liverpool journey south to renew hostilities with Chelsea in the EFL Cup final at Wembley on Sunday. The Reds overcame Arsenal over 2 legs in the semi-finals to book their place in the Wembley ticket, while Thomas Tuchel's side and the Tottenham Hotspur hopes for glory in the Final Four. A 6th EFL Cup crown does not have quite as a nice ring to it as European champions or world champions, but for Chelsea, a priceless piece of mid-season silverware would be very good for them. Remember, so far they won the FIFA Club World Cup, so they want to win the Carabao Cup, the Super Cup. They want to win the Carabao Cup. So for players like Mendy, who won the AFCON this month, he wants to win 3 trophies in a month. That would be so remarkable. Humphrey. Now, Chelsea against Liverpool. What do you think about this game? Looking at Liverpool form, looking at Chelsea form, put them side by side and tell me who you think should actually win this game.
Well, all fingers are pointing to Liverpool. Said they are on fire of late. Truly, they are on fire. They scored 6, but sorry, Leeds United. So, when we look at the game from that perspective, the pressure is on Liverpool. They want to win it. They want to appease their fans. But for Chelsea, they have already in their kitty. They have the Super League Cup. They have the World Club Cup, making 2. And you are just talking about Mendy, who has pocketed the Nation Cup also to make it 3. So the pressure is on Liverpool. So the only problem for Chelsea is the attack, which has been blunt. And if the coach can be bold enough, sit Lukaku, put him on the bench. Use your first 9. Let Kai Havertz, let him do the job. Release Pulisic and the rest of them. I think Chelsea will stand a chance. But from an overview, it's all fingers are pointing that Liverpool will take the day.
Okay, the sport maestro, let me come to you right now. Mason Mount was fit enough for a place on the bench against Lille in a major fitness boost for Chelsea, especially seeing as Hakim Ziyech was forced off with a Achilles issue and is considered doubtful. Matthew Kovacic was also forced off the sport maestro with a muscular problem in the Champions League win, although Tuchel is hopeful that both he and Ziyech can be involved in some capacity on Sunday, and the same can be said for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Ben Chilwell could therefore be the Blues' only absentee for the finals, with report claiming Rich James could be fit enough for a place in his squad, but it would be a surprise to see him start. Tuchel has a big calls to make in all areas of the pitch, but Kepa Arrizabalaga will be desperate to get the nod in goal, while Kai Havertz could once again lead the line ahead of Romelu Bolingoli Lukaku. As for Liverpool, Diogo Jota is reportedly winning his battle to be fit for the final after sustaining an ankle injury against Inter Milan in the Champions League, but Roberto Firmino will be absent. Our club has no other issues to contend with, bearing its 2 centre forwards, and with Jota surely only been considered for a bench role. Mane, Salah and all to join Luis Diaz in the final third. Liverpool will go for Carl Minikela as the goalkeeper. Looking at the team news I just read out, Mason Mount could be part of this game. Ziyech could also be part of this game. Chelsea only absentee is Ben Chilwell as it stands, as things stand right now. For Liverpool, no Jota. Jota is doubtful, but there is no Firmino for that one. What do you think as to the team news, and how will this affect the outcome on Sunday?
Of course, nothing is going to be affected. Looking at the way they've been playing, I'm not sure that we are going to see, we're going to see lots of fireworks from different angles. We're going to see that. Rest assured, we're going to see fireworks from both sides. It's going to be an end-to-end thing. Anybody that slacks, and then you go get punished for it. That's what's going to happen. Mason Mount is one of if not for the injury, is one of the best players in Chelsea at the moment. And of course, they are going to have the complement of Conte in that order too as well. And of course, Kovacic, a lot of arrays of stars are there. Aspilicueta, even if Rich James is not there, they call him helicopter, but he can fly. He can do those dirty jobs, and you can imagine what he does. So it's going to be a lot of fireworks. We're going to see it, and let's just cross our fingers. But as far as I'm concerned, that game could end in penalties.
Oh, so you're thinking it could end in penalties, the sport maestro?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. 0815-192-5925, 0815-192-5925, or 0902 2809257. You can as well call this line 0904-128-4528. Let's talk about the game between Chelsea and Liverpool before leaving Total Sport this afternoon. Okay, that will take us to other sport, and starting from tennis in other sport. Incoming men's world number one Danny Medvedev will face Rafael Nadal in a repeat of the epic Australian Open final after both reached the Mexican Open semi-finals. British number one Cameron Norrie also reached the last four with a 6-1 6-love victory over Germany's Peter Gowisk. Medvedev, who replaces Novak Djokovic as world number one on Monday, won 6-2 6-3 against Japan Yoshihito Nishioka, and Nadal moved into the semi-final with a 6-love 7-5 7-6 win over Tommy Paul, and 35-year-old Spaniard move into the next round over there. Okay, that's it from tennis. Let's talk about the National Basketball Association. Games played at the early hours of today. Yeah, the first set of games since the All-Star weekend, and it was teams like Golden State Warriors, the Boston Celtics recording big wins for Golden State Warriors. They defeated the Trailblazers 135-95, and Steph Curry scored 18 points and 14 assists, while Anthony Simmons scored 24 points for Portland Trailblazers. The sport maestro Golden State Warriors return to winning ways, and of course it's got to be Steph Curry leading the stat sheet for them.
Yeah, quite impressive, I must say, for this team. At the point in time they were dealing darling, but they came back and they steadied the ship again. And it looks like Steph Curry, when Steph Curry is not around, it seems GSW isn't around. Now Klay Thompson is out injured again. We were seeing that even I'm trying to remember his name right now. Draymond Green is also out injured. I mean, he's just leaving the whole work to that man, Steph Curry. After dropping 50 points at the All-Stars game, Team LeBron against Team Durant, and of course, I told you he was going to drop those points, and he did. So this time around, he has done it for his team, not for the All-Stars again. Now he's doing it, and he's doing it effortlessly. And this man, I feel that at the end of the day, they are sitting in a very good position in their conference, and it seems like GSW are gunning for the title this time. So I'm sure at the end of the day, of course, they have qualified for the to an extent they have qualified for the playoff, and from the playoff we're going to see them get into the nitty-gritty of the world of basketball.
All right, just before we go, Boston Celtics also defeated the Brooklyn Nets 129-106, and JT Tatum scored 30 points, 7 rebounds and 4 assists for the Boston Celtics, while Seth Curry scored 22 points, 7 rebounds and just an assist in that one. The Cleveland Cavs lost at home to Detroit Pistons. Laurie Markkanen scored 22 points, while Ken Cunningham, the rookie, scored 17 points. The Atlanta Hawks lost at home to Chicago Bulls in what was a dramatic ending. DeMar DeRozan scored 37 points, 6 rebounds, and of course Danilo Gallinari scored 26 for Atlanta Hawks and 9 rebounds. A huge one for Grizzlies as Ja Morant leaped off in their defeat to Minnesota Timberwolves. Dangote Russell scored 37 points for the Wolves, while Jaren Jackson Jr. scored 21 for the Memphis Grizzlies. Phoenix Suns at home enjoyed a comfortable victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder, and this was David Booker scoring 25 points and 12 assists, while Shai Alexander added 32 points for them in that one. And lastly, the NBA Nuggets at home defeated Sacramento Kings 128-110. Nikola Jokic leading the stat sheet for the Denver Nuggets with 25 points and 12 rebounds, while Domantas Sabonis, who is having a remarkable season, scored 33 points for Sacramento and 14 rebounds. That's all we can take from the NBA, and it's a wrap on Total Sport this afternoon. Thanks for coming, Humphrey.
Thank you, KB.
Thanks for coming to the Sport
Thank
Maestro.
you, and I must quickly say that Klay Thompson is very much back. It was Draymond Green, I wanted to say.
Oh yeah, Klay Thompson. Yeah, so to wrap on Total Sport this afternoon, join us tomorrow for the Saturday edition for the preview of the Chelsea-Liverpool game, and as well other English Premier League game. Thank you very much, everyone who have been a big part of the program. Enjoy the rest of your day. Here is Kenny Bamidele signing out.
We are black. Bigger. Better. We are the people. We are Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Your only business radio in Southwest Nigeria. Don't touch that dial.
We are at it again. We have done it before and we are set to do it again. Are you an SS3 student in a public secondary school in Ibadan? Are you finding it difficult to register for the NECO exam because your parents are indigent and cannot afford the registration fees? If yes, here is a golden opportunity for you to achieve your desire of sitting for the exam. The Education for All Foundation opens up a window of opportunity for you to be a beneficiary of the yearly assistance to indigent students who are in SS3 in any public secondary school in Ibadan. Come to Impact House along the General Gas Yano Church Road to register for the qualifying exam for this assistance. Registration begins from today and ends on Friday, 11th March 2022, while the qualifying examination will hold on Saturday, 19th March 2022. This is an offer you should